The Backrooms. You've been here before. Object number 66. The Leviathan's Tooth. Location: Trader's Vault. Image caption: the only enduring piece of Object 66, which remains in BNTG storage. Description: the Leviathan's Tooth was originally a hardened clay tablet measured at approximately 75 by 75 by 15 centimeters, 29 by 29 by 6 inches. It was reportedly discovered on an altar in level 105 in June of 2003, but numerous inscriptions on it indicated that it had already been used far earlier, including writings in ancient Semitic dialects and other undetermined languages. Despite its anomalous properties, material analysis performed on a sample has yielded results in line with similar non-anomalous artifacts. Any person who touches the object will immediately gain an inherent understanding of its abilities and the conditions associated with its use. Those who receive this knowledge believe it to be the truth, and, while no evidence has ever been found to the contrary, it should still be noted that this qualifies as a potential cognitive hazard. Since it has been reduced to a much smaller chunk of stone, it has only retained the ability to convey information about itself, while losing the power to perform its intended function. The main purpose of the Leviathan's Tooth is to serve as a method of transport between the backrooms and the front rooms via instant teleportation. According to the object, it operates under the law of equivalent exchange. In order to attempt a transfer, one must etch both their name and the name of another being into the tablet. A judgment process will then commence, in which the writer's love for the target is quantified by unknown means. If the love they possess is deemed to be great enough, they will exit the backrooms, and their loved one will be warped from the front rooms to an unspecified level. If the exchange is determined to be unacceptable, then a portion of the writer's body will be teleported in accordance to their degree of love, and the target will remain unaffected. This process does not incur any physical trauma, though it is still possible for it to result in expiration if a major organ or other vital structure is taken. Each person is only allowed one single valid attempt, as, in the words of the tablet, the weight of true names may only be leveraged once. This stipulation has birthed conjecture on the possibility of initiating multiple attempts by acquiring more than one true name, though how this would be achieved remains inconclusive. It has been confirmed that entering any nicknames or aliases produces an invalid result, while still allowing for further tries. Other invalid attempts include naming the deceased, naming a person or entity who is already in the backrooms, misspellings, and illegible writing. If one's name has been legally changed, then there is no preference as to whether the maiden or current name is entered, though they are both counted as the same true name. It is unclear how Leviathan's Tooth interacts with those who have definitively abandoned their previous names or who do not possess what would conventionally be considered a name. There is still uncertainty as to what the Leviathan's Tooth exactly means when it refers to love. No conclusive link has been established between the amounts of familial, romantic, or platonic love that its users ostensibly held for those they inscribed, and their results. Previous attempts were not catalogued particularly thoroughly, as the object was in the possession of an anonymous recluse from its discovery up until its acquisition by the BNTG. While in the group's ownership, it was heavily guarded and only allowed to be used by members of importance, or the highest bidders in trades of exorbitant value. A selection of the few surviving entries on record is listed below. Writer's name: Celestine Leblanc. Target's name: Émilie Favreau. Result: unknown. Writer's name: Mayada Miami, written in Japanese. Target's name, Kitamura Rei, also written in Japanese. Result, unknown. Footnote, there are many other examples of names written in various languages that existed before the BNTG's ownership. They have been tourniqueted for redundancy and will remain as such unless their result can be verified, or they are determined to hold some other significance. End footnote. Writer's name, Ron Jackson Jr. Target's name, Ron Jackson. Result, right leg removed. Writer's name, Demetrius Lautner. Target's name, Elvis Presley. Result, invalid. Writer's name, Demetrius Lautner. Target's name, Sir James Paul McCartney. Result, vocal cords partially removed. Writer's name, Victor Brunhelm. Target's name, Sasha Brunhelm. Result, liver and duodenum removed. Writer's name, Cara Alice. Target's name, Ava Alice. Result, success. Writer's name, Kaya Nikosi. Target's name, Sekani Nikosi. Result, all blood removed. Writer's name, Christopher Richter. Target's name, Blanche. Result, invalid. Writer's name, Christopher Richter. Target's name, Azulkira. Result, invalid. Writer's name, Christopher Richter. Target's name, God. Result, invalid. Writer's name, Christopher Richter. Target's name, Yahweh. Result, everything except brain, brainstem, and heart removed. Writer's name, Mark Ballister. Target's name, Anthony Russo. Result, body parts left intact, but permanently blinded and deafened. Writer's name, Angelo Teresi. Target's name, Ria Teresi. Result, success. Writer's name, indecipherable. Target's name, indecipherable. Result, success. Footnote, according to several BNTG members, these writings are associated with a successful attempt that was carried out in front of them, but they cannot recall who made it. It is suspected that this involved either another anomalous object or the actions of an entity. End footnote. These results were willingly made available by the BNTG after the existence of the Leviathan's tooth was leaked. They have since released most of the information that constitutes this article in tandem with a public bounty on any knowledge that would lead to the discovery of a new tablet. It is plausible that other documentation still exists and is being kept in confidence. The Backrooms. You've been here before. Tale. Shattered. A dirty light bulb projects a harsh, piercing radiance onto an otherwise pitch-black room. Its illumination bears down on a single figure hunched over a desk, his arms folded awkwardly on top of his head. He cringes at the sound of a squealing door before slowly recoiling into his seat. Prompted by a subsequent heavy clang, he turns his face up in time to catch the approaching silhouette of a man who stops just out of the light's reach, his rigid posture serving as a prelude for his words. "Do you have any idea what you've cost us?" The phrase hangs in the air like a stagnant cloud of anemia. The man at the desk wipes his nose with the back of his wrist. "Sure, I do." "Then you know that it cannot possibly be repaired." A weak chuckle involuntarily leaks out in response. "So, what are you gonna do? Use me as a guinea pig? Work me to my last breath? Dump me in some shithole level to watch me die, maybe? Whatever it is, I don't think my life is worth that much." "You're correct about one thing. Your life would not even begin to serve as compensation. What we do with you will be decided by the Keeper, but before that, you will tell me why." "Fine. Actually, I want you to know." The man looks up past the light bulb and into the ceiling. He sighs, as if deflating, then closes his eyes. Before I came here, I had been married to my wife for 17 years. Can you imagine that? 17 whole years. If we ever had a kid, they'd be through college by now. I'm sure they'd be doing a damn sight better than I did at that age. But see, we weren't really the types to want a child. We never got a dog either. I mean, I did have this whole snake phase. Still don't know how I got her on my side for that. Anyway, for the most part, it was just us in a little trashy apartment, until eventually, it was just us in a big trashy house. And you know what the funny thing is? We know about your wife. You already told us when we arranged the deal. If you're going to continue to blather, I'll have to get my associates. No, this is important. Jesus, whatever. The point is, we had all that time, all that freedom, and we never had a kid, never got a dog, nothing. You know why? Because all we needed was each other. The man rocked slightly in his chair, fists clenched, angular shadows dancing wildly on his quivering lips. She was my entire world, is my entire world. So when I decide, when I make the decision to bring her here, to this hell, to take my place, you had better damn well know that that was the hardest decision of my life. Spittle flies across the room, disappearing into the abyss. The man drags his palm over his mouth before resuming a reclined position. I'm not going to sit here and justify what I tried to do. No, I won't, because it's unforgivable. But when that fucking piece of rock tells me that our love is worth this much... He flings his left hand out, palm opened. It is completely unscathed, save for half of his ring finger, which is missing. Then that's something I just won't accept. That thing doesn't get to decide what love is worth. Not mine, not anyone else's. All it's here to do is to tempt the cornered and desperate. It passes its sick judgments on its own whims to make a mockery of us. Do you honestly think it lets people escape when they succeed? Maybe you can show me all the ones who got out. Oh wait, you fucking can't, because there's no way to prove that. I've heard enough of your insignificant lecture. You destroyed one of our greatest assets for no reason other than to protect your ego and validate your petty marriage to yourself. Bravo, Mr. McCarthy. I hope you can maintain such steadfast faith in your decision in the days to come. Am I sensing anger? Are you upset you didn't get to use it first? How many years have you sucked up to these clowns, huh? And for what? How about you tell me that? The man in the shadows sharply inhales before doing an about face and exiting through the door. As it slams shut, the bulb swings ever so slightly in place, flickering its final erratic breaths.